first down carry for Barkley. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
On 3rd down, Jones. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a first down.
This is where you can try and get a tight end in space. They like this matchup, so they're going to let their 2 receivers to his outside run simple little short routes, hoping to suck up the secondary. And that'll free up space for their tight end on a corner route to make a big play.
Jones now on first down. Caught along the left side by Hyatt. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. That one unable to develop. Never got going. A loss of a couple. And it's 2nd down. Jones is going to put it in the hands of Barkley on the option. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Well, this defense for the Seahawks very strong in that victory a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Completed to Hyatt. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So they decide not to back him up. They want the down. An interesting call there as it'll lead to 4th down. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Looking to throw. Jones. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Giants first down. It'll wind up being a gain of 5 there on 4th and 2.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun. Jones to Barkley on the check down. Touchdown, Giants! Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Giants put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. You talk about this Giant defense. There are 32 teams in the NFL, and they're just better than 50% of them at defending the pass, number 16 in the league.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And
too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And the Giants will go with 6 defensive backs here on 3rd. They'll try for the first with Walker. And some room to maneuver. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big hitter there. A 1st down gain of 26 yards. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. And now Smith going to change the play. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Oh, his first throw of the game, going to be intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. CD, what a sensational start for this defense. Instead of just forcing the 3 and out, which they were about to do, they pick it off and take it in for the score.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't just settle for the standard good way to start a game. They started in dramatic fashion. Take it away, score points, and guess what? They'll be flying to go back out there on defense again after that play.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks. This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here's Smith now on 2nd down. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. they go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Now Jones throwing to start the drive, and that'll be incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger point. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. First down, Giants on a pickup at 14.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
12-0 the score after one on EA Sports. They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10. Operating from the gun. Jones. That's caught. It's Waller. Touchdown Giants. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Giants are able to extend their lead. Third time's the charm on the extra point as he gets this one to go. And that will make this a 19-point game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Coming out of the end zone, D. Eskridge. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Back to Walker on 1st down. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 72 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing now is Geno. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Running left is Walker. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because, to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. Geno now to throw. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Giants are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds. It's a big-time play there for the G-Man. 47 yards. Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Jones. Touchdown! Darren Waller. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Giants are able to widen their lead here in this first half. A good hold of these wet conditions. The point after's up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Here's Moore. He will return it.
On the return, the Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 84 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Walker now on 1st and 10. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Walker with another carry. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Tackled by Isaiah Simmons.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now Geno. That's to the rookie Jackson Smith and Jigba. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 29-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Now, that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Trying the left side with Walker. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Ken Walker, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks get a bit closer. Now, the scoreboard still does not look good, but at least they polished off that goose egg.
Yeah, they've been thoroughly outplayed in the first half. Finally, a little spark of life, but it's going to take a lot more to add to that flame for them to thoroughly get back into this one.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make this a 19-point ball game.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Giants. First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Here we go.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Jones. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Jamal Adams on the safety blitz. Too fast to handle.
Traditionally, as a defense, your number one job, stop the run. But in today's football, it's impacting the opposing quarterback. Make him uncomfortable. And so far, they've not been able to do that.
Not at all. He's been really comfortable in the pocket. 3 touchdown passes already.
So that could be an important first sack if they do want to turn things around.
Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Julian Love picks it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
Myers connects on the PAT, and they're able to cut this deficit down to 12.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
First and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Bobby Wagner, multiple times an All-Pro, in there to drop him for a loss.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. And they'll run it here. There he goes, right side. Down the right sideline. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Jalen Hyatt with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Giants will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Gano the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game.
Giants 33, Seahawks 14.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. From the end zone, here comes Eskridge. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
On the return, the Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Here's Walker to start the drive. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I loved one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
And Smith, this throw finds Smith and Jigba. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now a 2nd and 2.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Giants are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Second down and 8. Off play action. Jones. And this one too low.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Jones. And that's going to be incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now the half not quite over yet. This is a live football on the miss. He's past the 30. And he will be out of bounds. So no touchdown on the missed field goal return here. And on that wild note, we will come to an end here in the first half of play. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Smith's throw caught here by Metcalf. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Straight ahead, Walker. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. And quickly they get to the line.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Now Smith. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Smith. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Aaron Robinson. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. On the return, it's Eskridge, and he'll bring it out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Smith. Across the formation, he hits Austin. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Every now and then I can speak from experience, because I do know as a defender it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes, because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Boogie Basham earning himself a tackle for loss as he stops him behind the line. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Here's Smith. Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And unable to get downhill there, so he'll take this up to about the 37. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. This is brought in at the 21. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football, because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
This is 2nd and 8. Again, it's Barkley. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And finally taken down at the 15. 103 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. A wet track like this, I don't know if it helps anybody, but it probably helps the offensive player running the ball more than the defense.
And while they're doing that, there's also the matter of focus. Not letting the elements get in the way of still doing everything you're supposed to do. Although you do think to yourself, I've got to hold it a little bit tighter and be more careful with my footing.
He was careful, got a big run out of it. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Well, lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
2nd and 2, first down marker at the 5-yard line. Now Jones going to change it up here. A handoff to Barkley on the option. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Gano's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. I got to think at this point, 3rd quarter, if you're able to hold on to the ball, get 3 at the end, that's all you're looking for.
I would agree with that because right now, this is a job well done by them. In fact, it's almost time for handshakes, a little dap on the sidelines, maybe even start to discuss post-game plans. And for the guys who haven't played yet, go ahead and get loose. Your time is now.
Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
First down, Seattle.
They run again with Walker. And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all for this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
There we go.
2nd and 10. Take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Walker. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
They'll get this out wide to Metcalf. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Out of the gun, Walker with it. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go on 4th. Smith. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Bobby Okereke. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable foot. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 139 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, that's a throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. The tackle there by Quandre Diggs.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll go to Barkley again, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Back to throw. Jones. And the throw there going to be incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
At their own 32-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Deonte Banks there on the stop. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
At the 37-yard line.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line, because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Smith now to throw. And Walker has it. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, 1st down Seahawks.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Finding Smith and Jigba downfield. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That's good for 28 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's Walker. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. The extra point now coming from Myers. And that will cut this lead down to 25.
Next to score, Giants 46, Seahawks 21. Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not, and I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out, and you and I, let's get to the airport.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up in a 3rd and 9 situation. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. They run again here with Gray. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of first. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a first down.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10.
At their own 39-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw is Smith. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Giants force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late 4th quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Jump right, Patino. Jump right, Patino.
Throwing Jones. He's got him in, complete. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
And this has been the story all night long. They just came out firing and have not backed off, even with the big fourth-quarter lead. Here's another completion for big yardage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
It past the 30, almost to the 25. Well, partner, under the lights in prime time, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Giants, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Never leave the house without the pack. Where my at? Take an L and try to double back. We ain't doing that. Say she mad, but I know it's cap. I've been through with that. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up.